Hello, welcome to Keith's Pi Tutorials. I'm Keith Ellis. When I was at Pi Wars recently in Cambridge, I managed to pick myself up one of these Pi Hut Zero Essentials kits, which is a Raspberry Pi Zero. It includes a micro USB to USB adapter, Pi Zero, and an HDMI to micro HDMI connector, and a few headers and bits and pieces. So I thought I'd do something with it. And what I wanted to concentrate on today was how to set this little device up headless. And I'll be concentrating on getting the wireless working properly. And to get it all set up, I haven't really got any spare monitors laying around. The family get a bit upset if I hook into the main TV. So I'll be using the Ryanteck Debug clip. I like these little things. Ryan's chosen a great little chip on here which works without any drivers. I've got some other debug console cables, but they all need drivers, and on the Mac I use, every time the Mac gets updated, I seem to have to install the drivers again. So this little thing's nice. So this has got no headers on it, and the Raspberry Pi's got no headers on it. So first, thing to do is work out how to connect them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the Zero yet, so I don't particularly want to solder any headers on. So what I'm going to try to do is, I picked up one of these for Pi Wars, but it never got used. It's basically an extended header. So I'm thinking I can install that in the Pi. I'll get that slotted in there, just friction fit, and I'll fit the debug clip over the top and give it a go, see if I can get it working. So I'll talk you through it. So I've got the Raspberry Pi Zero here. I've got the header poked through, that's just loose, it's not soldered. And the debug clip is just over the top there. So in there I've got my Wi-Fi dongle, which I'll be setting up through the debug clip. Got my SD card in there, which is a dhcp Lite. So it's not been booted up yet, so it's just a fresh, I've DD'd the dhcp Lite image onto there, and it's ready to be set up. Now it's a bit loose. This debug clip gives us the option of powering the Pi through the USB, but because it's a loose fit, I've taken off the header there, the jumper, and I'm going to be powering it with just a standard USB lead. So let's plug it in and get started. So slight change of plan. I couldn't really get that debug clip working reliably with just a friction fit extended header, so I've resorted and I've just quickly soldered on a standard header to my Pi Zero. Now let's fit the debug clip, slots over there, plug the USB lead in, plug the other end in to my laptop, and power it up. So I've already got a wireless dongle installed in there. It's just a generic cheapie from eBay somewhere. So the Pi is booting. So the first thing to do would be get this onto the wireless network, and then I'll talk you through a few other things related to the wireless as well to get a reliable connection. So I'm on my Mac now, so we'll list out all the TTY devices to find the debug clip. So that's ls/dev/TTY*, enter. On the Mac I've got quite a few, so we'll scroll up, and we can see there it is TTY.USB modem with a number on the end. So we can then use the screen command which is installed by default on a Mac. On a Linux machine you may have to install this using your package manager. So the command is screen space /devs/tty.usb. If you then press the tab key, it will autocomplete. Then you need to add the baud rate number at the end, which is 115200. We then press enter, it will start a screen command up and hopefully give us a console into the Raspberry Pi. Now we're logging to a Raspberry Pi as usual, so this is default login Pi, and the user password is Raspberry. So we're going to edit the interfaces file now, which is stored in /etc/network/interfaces. So we'll open that with sudo nano. There's something to bear in mind with these console cables, and that sometimes when you open up files, the carriage returns can be lost. So you can see there's the auto low, iface low, inet loopback line. If I just exit quickly, and we'll just cat it to the screen, so cat etc/network/interfaces, you'll see that the auto low and iface low inet loopback is on 2 lines, and there's a couple of other extra carriage returns there as well. So the first thing you need to, before you edit it, you need to make sure you understand where all the carriage returns need to be. If any of these returns are in the wrong place, it will not work. These files are very temperamental and they have to be in exactly the right format. So I'm now going to put the carriage returns back in the right place. And it's a bit intermittent. Sometimes they get removed, sometimes they don't. So you need to be really careful when editing files through these interface cables, through these console cables. So let's just put the carriage returns back, and then what we're interested in here is the interface WLAN 0. That's the wireless LAN interface. I'm not sure why in Jessie they've added a WLAN 1 setting, but we're just using WLAN 0. So the first line to add in under allow-hotplug WLAN 0 is auto WLAN 0. We're then going to change the manual to dhcp, so we'll get allocated a dhcp address. We will then hash out the wpa-conf line, and we'll put 2 more lines in now, which will detail our SSID for our wireless network and also our wireless password. So here we're going to add in wpa-ssid space and then your wireless name, and then on the next line wpa-psk space and then your wireless password. So type that in, and then we're going to exit. And I'm not going to save it. I'm going to, to save in Nano, you do Control O, enter. I'm just going to do Control X, enter. I find this helps preserve the returns when we exit. So Control X and then press enter to save. And then what we do need to do is make sure it's saved with all the carriage returns in the right place. So to do that, just type in cat space /etc/network/interfaces and compare the output you get to what you was expecting. Just make sure the carriage returns are in there. Once you've done that, you can reboot. So once the Pi is rebooted, you can log in. Oops, not sure what happened there. So password in again. And then let's check our network's working. ifconfig space WLAN 0. You can see an inet address there, so that's our IP address. So we've been given an IP address, which is good news. And let's just check iw-config space WLAN 0. And you can see there my ES-SID is alpha test, which is my wireless network. So we are on the network. All good. So I'll make a note of my IP address and we'll exit screen. So that is Control A and then K and then yes to exit. And we're back on the Mac terminal. And let's try and SSH in. So SSH space pi at the IP address. So 192.168.54.32. I believe it was actually 31. So we'll give 31 a go. So just type in yes here to accept that, it's not an issue, and type in our Raspberry Pi password, and we're in. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's our Raspberry Pi 0 on the network and with the Wi-Fi connected. We've all done that headless using a console cable or Ryan's debug clip. I'll put some links below and where you can get the debug clip. I have got some more to tell you, but I'll leave that to a second video. We're over 10 minutes now, so there'll be a part 2 and I'll be covering some oddities with some Edimax dongles. Sometimes they can time out, and I'll show you how to prevent them from timing out, and so you can gain access to them. And I'll also show you a way of getting into your Pi without needing to know the IP address. So come back soon. Part 2 won't be far away. It's pretty much recorded anyway. I just need to edit it and I'll get it up here. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment. If you've got any feedback, you know, always glad to hear of some feedback. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.